Okay. Let us get started. So, today is Friday. We're a little bit late to the party, late to starty. Let me mute this site. Yes, Jazz. Come on. Big ups. Right, we've got our head back in the game, man. Our head is back in the game because we've been doing very badly until the past couple of days when I've decided to do one trade a day, and it's changed everything. Mate. Let's put this. Big up, Jez, man. Big up. Bro, I can't see this. Explosions. Right. So 5-minute timer, man. Let's get started. How you doing, Jez? Man, pick the fuck up. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense. You try really hard to make money from trading, and you lose money. And then you try very little, and then it just comes to you like fucking nothing, mate. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Yeah, come on, G, come on. That's what I'm gonna do now. Is I'm going to just not care, not do anything. I'm just gonna fucking work to the minimum standards and earn fuck tons more money than working at the maximum standards. Like, all I have to do is put in the work. It doesn't matter whether it's max or min. Because all that matters is that we keep up with our disciplines. That's all that matters. So if you're still enjoying yourself and you're still doing all your disciplines, then you're not actually falling off. You're just enjoying your time. So yeah, that's what's happening. Next week we're starting the one trade a day streams, which is just going to be more fun and patient and disciplined, and that's going to prepare us to be the best professional trader you can be. There's nothing better than one trade a day, and if you break that rule, then you're not a trader. You're not professional. So yeah, that's the real challenge of patience, and yeah, we'll have to see how I change the rule as well. Like, what if I make a good trade? Am I able to take another trade? Probably. But one trade a day is like, I suppose, like one loss a day or some shit. We'll see. Right, let's begin with meditation. Alright, breathing deeply and quietly. Quiet like a ninja, deep like an elephant. Yo, I might do that again, bro. I enjoyed that. And when I do meditation for a certain, when I do meditation for a certain amount of time, I want to do it again, like just because I haven't felt the full potential of it. Um, how can you keep your breath so long? Um, I shouldn't be keeping my breath so long. This is why I'm doing it again. There's definitely a lot was going on in my mind during that session. Um, so we just need to keep inhaling and outhailing. Yeah. Do I know Anton Kreil? I don't. Jazz, you should try to watch Anton Kreil interview. Yes, I do know Anton Kreil actually. Now that you say it, he's the guy who's a um, he's like professional trader, isn't he? And he looks like he's always on a hangover. Yeah, this is him, the Goldman Sachs guy. Yeah, I've watched a couple of his stuff. Dude, look at him here, bro. What's up with his eyes? Yeah, yeah, he's good. He's good, man. Yeah, he's one of the people I saw for the first time. What a boss. Yeah, man. Yeah, nice. Yeah, professional. Yeah, yeah. All right, I'm gonna do the meditation again because I didn't feel the full effect. Apologies, but it's also good. Right. could meditate for another 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes. That was really good. Also, my mind keeps fucking wandering, man. It's so annoying. Right, so we have gratitude, and then we have our daily pre-market analysis. Pre-market analysis yesterday, man, was so good. It's really good. This is why we need to do pre-market analysis every time. Yesterday, I got all my trades hit. The analysis. Gold still going down, but I read it fucking well, mate. Someone was saying they were trying to sell from like here or some shit, and I was like, the liquidity is evidently up here. The liquidity is swept. There's fractal market shift to the downside, selling pressure from the upside. So we're looking at least this liquidity to be swept before there's any reason for price to go up. Let me do my gratitude though. Gratitude is also brilliant. It's such a strange thing. It's like you think meditation and gratitude aren't really necessary, but when you stop doing them, you really realize why they're necessary. It's just discipline, man. You know, you do your meditation and you do your gratitude every day, and then you're sort of inclined to have a better diet. You're inclined to actually do more stretching or running every day that you would at minimum just do a gym workout or something. So once the gratitude and the meditation drops off, everything seems to drop off as well. Like why do you need a healthy diet if you're not meditating, which you say is part of your routine? You might as well fucking go to Winter Wonderland or some shit, I don't know. Go to fucking Narnia. Gratitude. I'm grateful. One of the things I've got on my phone as well is my screen wallpaper. If I wasn't recording right now, I'd show it. Is positive long-term expectancy, or positive expectancy long term, something long term positive expectancy. Because I got so depressed last week. Everything went everything like outside and inside of trading, all my businesses, just everything just like collapsed. The only business is actually trading certainty, which is the one that kept me going. I really thought like, shit, bro, like I'm about to I'm just about to break down. Like, I have no hope for trading certainty, and my other two businesses are not doing well. And then I realized, you know what? I just need to work harder. Fuck it. I had to just stop fucking thinking of bad scenarios. XA, gold and US dollar is a commodity. Anything with gold, silver, platinum, any of these metals are commodities. So it doesn't count as the foreign exchange, because the foreign exchange is an exchange of currencies, like the dollar, the pound, all that business. I have other businesses. I have Trading Certainty, which is like my psychology business, which I'm actively uploading on. After this, I'm actually going to be doing editing, and that's the reason why we haven't been trading so much this week. It's because I've been editing all these videos. I don't want to be doing this editing, but my editor can't edit, so I'm doing it because I've got a lot of experience editing, but I hate it. I really don't like editing. Um, but I also have an addiction recovery business that I is currently like dormant because I put a lot of work into it a couple of months ago, and then I've come back to put work into this trading certainty business, trading psychology business, and also my own trading. And I've decided to just let it just be dormant for the moment, whilst I just get this trading certainty videos uploaded, and then get my streaming on a 30 routine. So one trade a day is going to be really good, as I was losing my mind just not making consistent profit. And I was also, so that's why I had to like discipline myself back down to one trade a day. And also I was spending a lot of time on the stream as well, when there's other things that I need to be doing, like my addiction recovery business, for smoking, and the trading psychology. And I have a lot of people who are actually relying on me to help them with their smoking recovery, because a lot of people I speak to, they're like, oh yeah, I'm smoking, and then I'm like, well, I'm creating a business to help you stop smoking if you want to. And they're really excited and they want to get involved and stuff. But it's like the main thing about my addiction recovery is that you need to take 60 days away from smoking, and then you'll forever see the difference of what it's like smoking versus not smoking. And when you're not smoking, it feels exactly the same as smoking. And for someone who has never seen that, it's like revolutionary. You sit there and you're like, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to stop this stuff. But then when you take like 30 to 60 days off that stuff, you realize that it's no different. Like, you are just basically doing the same thing, but wasting time and money on smoking, as well as as well as not achieving things that you'd want to be spending your time on. It's crazy, and it's super boring as well. Smoking, it's like what I found is that I'd sit there and I'd just like fucking smoke, and I'd just look at a chart all day and I wouldn't get anywhere. So that was problematic. And I imagine that's for other people as well. You smoke and you do office work, or you smoke and you play video games. Whatever it is, you're just wasting time. Sometimes I can't control my emotion while trading. Like, when I win a trade, I always want to do more than the second trade. I often lose. Yeah, this is why one trade a day is my new rule, which I think is going to be revolutionary for my whole business, because it allows for time to be spent away from the charts, which is really important for our psychology, for our emotions, is to not get sucked into the charts so much that suddenly we overtrade and lose a lot, or we win a lot and then give some of it back. It's like taking one trade, and then if it loses, you're done for the day. I think that is a great way to train your mind into being more precise in your entry, and that's what matters. Is that we just need that one trade to be good, And if we train ourselves to do that one good trade each day, then there's no overindulgence in our emotion. There's no overreaction. It's just like it's this job that you come in, you come out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. The emotions aren't the emotions aren't they aren't supposed to be in this game. And this is why I also say really focus on liquidity. Liquidity is like focus on where the momentum hasn't quite switched. You know, like we can see here, there's just a target above here, and the big dogs are targeting somewhere to get money, and by embodying embracing the big dog mindset, you start to really see where the liquidity is getting tapped and mitigated, and why it's then turning, and why it's not ready to go up yet and stuff. Like you can see what these big dogs are seeing. And so that's really what we want you to be feeling, is that you're a big dog. Because when you're a big dog, you have bigger balls. And with bigger balls comes less emotion. However, this is why I'm doing the one trade a day thing. Because I do have big balls. But I'm also undisciplined sometimes. I have my max daily loss limit, and that's 3%. But I can go to like 5% sometimes, because I was on 2.5% max drawdown, and I put in another trade and it takes me down to 5% or something. So that's why I'm forced to be doing this one trade a day. So yeah, I'd like you to try that as well, one trade a day. Maybe you can join me next week on that. But yeah, it's easier said than done to just walk away. But I would very much say that you need a rule that puts you in that sort of that unemotional discipline. There's a rule that your emotion needs to have, instead of the freedom of whatever mistake it's about to make. So yes, it's nipping it at the bud before it actually becomes a problem. And yeah, I say it again, the reason I'm doing this one trade a day is because it's just so difficult, mate, to sit there and lose a trade and then just walk away, or to sit there and not make a trade because you're not sure. That's discipline, isn't it? It's the most extreme version of discipline. This is why it's awesome being a trader as well, because there's so many people with shit discipline. discipline in trading is often about, it's also about you trade in the time you choose, like New York or London time. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, it's just nipping the problem at the bud, you know. Um, if you feel if you feel if you feel like you can't control that, then take it down to one trade a day. I'm gonna preach that now. Take it down to one trade a day. If you have any issues with trading, because that one trade that you take will have so much data that you can collect from it. Whereas with multiple trades, you're collecting so much data. Like, it's the it's the emotions behind it as well, the psychology. It's like it's like a roller coaster. You even just going through two trades. It's like, I got in here because I was feeling that way, and then in this trade I got in here because I was feeling that way. It doesn't add up, mate. It doesn't add up. It's like just the the uh, the like the reality of emotions is that it just comes out of the ether randomly, and so the key is discipline. The key is to have the discipline to control our emotions through our actions. So yeah, go to one trade a day. If it's like if it's un um if it's un collectible, the data, you want to make sure that your data that you're collecting is precise, and that you can record and come back to the new week or new day with a key lesson from yesterday or from last week. But we're working in days. I mean, I do pre-market analysis every day, so that's that's part of the process of like sharpening the sword every single day. Big up, big up. Discipline in trading. Time frame is not time equals. If it's not time, equals no trade. Yeah, man. Yeah, 100%. If it's not time, um, you aren't seeing a liquidity monster. You want to wait for the liquidity monster to be like at its weakness. You know, I don't know if you played Zelda, but recently I played Zelda, and when the monster is at its weakest, like there's a yellow bar, a yellow circle, and you need to aim for that circle or some shit. Like, that's where the weakness is. And boom, that's where the market's weakness is. You know, it comes up to like one of these positions. You can see the slower momentum, and like people are getting induced, and you want to take this down to this liquidity level, or below this market shift, or you want to take it down towards this like zone. Maybe you want to take it all the way down to here because you have the bulls. This is just how we think. We think like we're attacking liquidity, and the moment you stop thinking about that is the moment when emotions get involved. You start thinking about supply and demand, you know, things like that. When you start thinking about supply and demand above liquidity, you start like getting way too emotional. That's the thing that really hit me recently, is that it's all about liquidity. Once you think in terms of liquidity, emotions aren't involved. When you think in terms of like supply and demand, suddenly like liquidity has swept it, and you're like, oh my goodness, does this even hold? What the fuck's going on? And so yeah, just thinking in terms of liquidity changes the game, makes everything so much less emotional and so much more aggressive, attacking. You're like, I'm getting this liquidity. Been a while. Yes, Kavik, my G. How am I doing? Yeah, bro, I'm doing really well, man. I've had the worst 2 weeks, like some of the worst 2 weeks of like the year, and I've come out the other side, and I'm really positive and gassed. You know, there's like, yeah, I just feel like we've got the whole world in our hands, you know. Um, and it's like the opposite feeling of how I was feeling recently. I was feeling so down in the dumps, and then I was like, oh fuck it, like let's just continue on. Let's continue like smashing it. And then now I feel like no one can fuck with me. You know, I feel like so many people, especially in the UK, man, they have like this slave mentality where you're like the master of a slave type shit. It's horrible, but you know, welcome to the fucking British Empire or whatever, where parents have taught their children to teach their children as their parents taught them. So it's a big match, you know. We're really like fighting all these people who are like not so not so nice. Not so. It's not that they're not so nice. It's that they're not so aware. You know, they don't have the open mind to be that nice, and so you just take a lot of chin. You know, take a lot of punches to the chin, and now I think I've taken enough punches where I'm like, yo, I think we can actually take over the world, man. Like I think people are just generally like overestimating their strengths. I mean, I've been there before. I'm sure you have as well. Until trading, like I'm certain it's just been like way too. It's been way too over, like way too dreamy. You know, since trading has come in, I've had my dreams crushed, and I've had to rebuild them again, and then I can see them so much better. You know, it's like fuck. We can actually do this, as opposed to the depression that I've been going through in the past 2 weeks. It's the worst, some of the worst like depression I've come across, because you put in so much time into trading. It's been nearly 3 years. Like in a month, it'd be 3 years, and I'm still not at the level that I want to be at. And then it hit me. I was just like, the discipline, one trade a day, and then we'll be off. We'll be hitting the fucking skies. It's, the belief is unbelievable. Once you hit that, once you hit that, um, once you hit that discipline, and you understand how to put in the work and how to get it on point, everything just comes together. The hardest part that I found, actually, building the discipline is fucking hard as well, because whilst you're building, you're not seeing results, and that's when the results bring you down. But you have to keep building even though they've come down. So that's hard. And then the other part is maintaining as well. However, when you've been hurt from not maintaining, that's where you really decide to maintain. So I'd say maintaining isn't difficult, but the initial like sacrifice to maintain is quite difficult. Like I'm not seeing my family for like another like 10 months or something. My family in London, because they're too distracting, mate. And this is the sacrifice we have to make. It's like, do I want to succeed and bring back money and feed them all and take them on a nice holiday and make them all happy in their materialistic bullshit ways? That's my half brothers, but my mom is, you know, she wants to see me a bit more. But you know, it's a worthwhile sacrifice. Mate. I want to. I don't want to be screwed over by my family, because they do screw me over. They say sorry all the time. Yes, Sam, my G. No golden off commodity. Yeah, exactly. Kavik. Big ups. Cav, Jets, SM. Big vibes, man. Big vibes. Mate, I read the fucking charts perfectly yesterday. This is what I was saying to Jets. Yesterday was the first analysis I've done where I've read it perfectly, all three of them. USD CHF. Bro, I know Atom is happy. He got that fucking trade right up here. let me finish my gratitude, and then we'll continue with analysis. Yeah, that's my goal analysis. I'm pretty damn certain that's what's gonna happen. I'm grateful for coffee. I can't be saying that. Grateful for my energy. yeah. Atom got the next good trade. He's a killer. Enlightening me to be to God. Right. Nice. Yeah, man, mate, it's something to do with the charts, bruv. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just feeling the vibes as well, but everyone here has been doing well. Suddenly, in one day, all my analyses are right. SM, Jets, Atom, everyone just hits trades all in one day. What's going on? Mate, I need to be a better influence so that when it is getting dark and bleak, I can be there like, no, I'm winning. People are like, how are you doing this? It's like, it's patience, discipline. The true embodiment of the guru. You know, people say they don't like gurus, but then when people actually become so spiritually in tune with their presence and their job, then suddenly they like embrace this guru mindset, and then they actually do like actually impact people's lives at a spiritual level. And I've come across so many people who like they praise themselves for not being gurus, but then they're not even good like teachers or mentors. It's like, that's why you're not a fucking guru. It's because you're just fucking shit. So yeah, I think guru's got a bad name on it. So I think I do want to become some sort of guru, but it's definitely going to take a bit of time because I still need to improve my like relationships. Like I haven't had a girlfriend for a long time. And I think having a girlfriend or a wife is like having a partner, or having some sort of like situation where you just have like lots of like relationships around you. I think is a really important part of being, a guru of some sort. But I'm still working my way around. Still working my way around, humanity a little bit. I'm still finding them a little bit it's unfair, unjust, a little bit closed-minded, a little bit of this, that, stuff that over makes me overthink a little bit. But we're here for the money, we're here for the charts, we're here for helping our family. Um, we're currently here trying to create businesses to help people, really, as well. Um, so yeah, that's gonna come. The addiction, quitting people, helping people quit smoking, and then we're just working on our trading certainty right now because that's probably our weakest point. And then the trading itself is then another business which I've had to pull back on because the 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 ball, the I kept dropping the ball and over trading, so we've had to pull back on that and do this one trade a day. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I need to go, man. Yeah, for sure, man. I think I very much could as well. Uh, it's just there's a lot going on, and I think I just need to go in balls deep in getting a goal and just seeing how it improves my life. Nice, bros on US oil. Nice, nice. Yeah, correct. That's good shit, bro. Yeah, bro. I think we all need to go, man. There's just levels to this, isn't it? It's like you get a goal and then you have to fucking maintain it as well. So it's like, what do I even want? Do I even want a goal, or do I want like multiple goals? Because I think I want multiple goals. You know what I mean? So it's like I need to approach this situation with like less attachment and more like playfulness. All right, so let me do the gratitude um, journal, and then we'll do pre-market analysis, and then I'll get on with trading. My G, we'll get on with trading. Pre-market analysis. Right. So and then after the pre-market analysis, I'll do my editing of my videos, which takes fucking way too long and too much energy. So after I've done this trading discipline series, I'll get another editor, but I'll then have to put trading this certainty on hold for a little bit so that I can focus on my um, trading, but also on my addiction recovery business. Um, Fuck, so many things. It's like raising children and taking them to school, and it's like, why would you not put one of them in school because you're paying for another one to go into school? Like, you might as well pay for both of them to go into school. If that's an analogy, but the best way I look at it is like children. When my businesses were going tits up, I was like, holy shit, my children are dying. Alright, so my gratitude is I'm grateful for my heart and goodwill. With time, I'll be rewarded for my skills. I'm grateful for the discipline embodied and the wisdom imparted from my elders as well as my ancestors. I'm grateful for my energy and the smart work I've done to feed my family, friends, communities, and humanity. I'm grateful for the strength and God force enlightening me to be greater and more powerful every day. I'm grateful to God for looking after the universal powers, for watching over truly good men through karma. Alright, one more time. Is that I'm grateful for my heart and goodwill. With time, I will be rewarded for my skills. I'm grateful for the discipline embodied and the wisdom imparted from my elders as well as my ancestors. I'm I'm grateful for my energy and the smart work I've done to feed my family, friends, communities, and humanity. I'm grateful for the strength and God force enlightening me to be greater and more powerful every day. And I'm grateful to God for looking after universal powers and for watching over truly good men through karma. Yeah, we like the work. We like the work. We like the work. Trading, I mean, editing, I do not like editing, bro. Yeah, it's good to get a good edit. My gratitude video, that one felt so good when I like looked up and then I got a zoom out of the eye animation into a fucking world. I was just like, holy shit, mate, this is professional as fuck. But yeah, this is why I get pissed off with editors for doing shit jobs, because I can do a somewhat decent job. And so yeah, that just annoys me. Right, let's analyze some charts. Gold has not done anything more than what I'm looking at. We're looking at this liquidity to be swept because that is imbalance. I mean, look at this little gap. And then on the 4 hour, we have this order block, which I'm looking to buy from. And yeah, we have that fractal market shift. We have that liquidity swept from below. Maybe a little bit more liquidity could be swept from below this order block. We just have to see how it reacts. But yeah, we just want to wait for that clear liquidity sweep. This is definitely a bit more difficult to recognize. However, we can see there's an imbalance here where liquidity could be, or of course this high imbalance. So I'd actually presume that liquidity will be swept below this order block, and then from there order flow will be mitigated and price will go up. Yeah, big up, man. Yeah, hit the gym. Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, my G. Yeah, big man thing. Come on, big up Kavik. Psychology done right there. So we're looking at liquidity being swept below this order block. To mitigate this order flow, show institutional pressure, and then from there we've got a few options. I mean, the most definite liquidity we can see is here. However, as somewhat of a killer, you know, as a shark, I'd be aiming for this liquidity. I mean, I know we should be aiming for the top of candle closes. So, I mean, you could aim up here even. So that's why I would be aiming for this liquidity towards the premium of this swing range. Just because I'm pretty sure imbalance will be swept here. The question is how it reacts within this supply zone. Whether it gives a fake inducement and then you have to hold further. So maybe you'd want to aim for a quicker take profit, like here. But obviously this liquidity is going to be swept. It's just how far up it goes after this liquidity is swept. And I think here is probably the safest bet. And then you can get rejection, and then you can get in again if you want. So yeah, that'd be my safest bet. And then this is like further. So one day I got exams. No more market. Nice, bro, nice. Yeah, big ups, man. You're gonna do well. You are you're an intelligent don. So as long as you put in your work, your revision, similar to trading, you can get that done, get it out of your mind, and then focus on trading without anything like looming over your head, you know. Fuck exams, mate. get that shit done. What is it like? Uh, every country has their own fucking names for this shit. But I remember GCSE. That was when I was 15. Oh, I was 15, 16 or something. GCSEs were horrible, mate. They were fucking horrible. There's so many like subjects that you have to revise, and I remember going into A level. Yeah, it must be something like GCSEs, man. I remember going into A level and it's so much easier, man. You have only 3 fucking subjects, 4 subjects when you start in A level, and in GCSE you have like fucking 12. You have like 3 times the amount of work. Terminal examination, mathematics. Come on, that's what this is all about. This is all maths, mate. We have 11. Yeah, yeah, facts. Do you do all the sciences as well? Chemistry, physics, and biology. Because I'm trying to work out why I might have had 12. 11 subjects, 11 days, 11 minutes. Fuck. I can't remember. Yeah, all the sciences, media studies. Yeah, yeah. Like when I hear people that only have 2 sciences, that freaks me out. It's like, how the fuck do you have only 2 sciences? Like the only people who only had 2 sciences were like the people who weren't very smart. Like they got like, a special letter from the doctor saying this guy can only do 2 sciences. um, Whereas to me, it feels like we're missing a science. I was thinking about this the other day. It's like surely like science, biology, physics, and chemistry, and then surely like the 4th science should be like technology or something like robotics or some shit. But I suppose that's physics. But it's, like coding and stuff. It feels like it's its own science. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I had science my whole life. I did have science, all the sciences, and then we had a language as well. I I I did not like languages. It's so annoying because now I appreciate them. How cool is it to fucking like come out with some sort of fluent whatever? But back then, bro, I thought it was a fucking joke. I was there like treating French like it was a fucking reason to put on my best, what do you call it, late night DJ voice or whatever. In IS, AI as a subject. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. If you want it to be, yeah, it would be sick. In ICSE board. It's very sick because you're forced, but if you're not forced, it's fine. It's frustrating because you're forced, but if you're not forced, it's fine. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's true. That took me a whole minute to understand that. Um, yeah, man. So I'm just gonna leave this. Yeah, 100%, bro. I think if I was forced to do this trading, I'd be fucked. I would have given up. But because I'm not forced, and I just don't have a plan B because I've set this out for myself, I can get over these like, okay, let me do 1 trade a day. Type. Let me like do something which I don't want to do. Let me focus on my discipline. All this stuff. Like both. It's your force. Yeah, yeah. It's language exactly. Exactly. it's sort of, yeah, it's sort of like everything. Yeah, it's like everything in its own way as well, though. Yeah, facts. Yeah, I did Italian for a bit. The teacher was such a fucking noddy, mate. And Signor Chikura, mate, he was an old lad, and he'd always get pissed off randomly. And I'd just be like, this is not a teaching Italian, this is teaching bad attitudes, bruv. And then we had a French teacher from Newcastle, at the top of England. She was so British, and then suddenly she'd be like fluent French. What the fuck? And then even the French teachers, they all had fucking attitudes. Like, oh, fucking bitches. Right, okay, so gold is done. We think gold is gonna sweep this liquidity. See, I call this the fractal fucking low. But in this case, that is not the fractal low. Fractal market shifter, and then of course we have the fractal high. So in terms of the fractal low, it's one of those things where it coincides with other things. Like we have imbalance here, you see. So this would be potentially the next fractal low. I mean, if I look at it in more depth, I mean, this is like the fractal low. This fractal structure is fucking annoying, mate, but it's very good. However, there's more important things like liquidity to be looking at, and so when fractal highs and fractal lows coincide with other important labels, we have to just prioritize the right labels. Otherwise we get confused, isn't it? And yeah, nothing worse than getting confused. This is why I've just focused on liquidity right now, because the supply and demand, that was really confusing me so much. That really put me in a fucking, you focus on supply and demand, and then liquidity is like the overarching decision. You're just like, what? Why am I not looking at liquidity, bruv? Alright, so let me go to USD CHF. That's what we're on at the moment. USD CAD was the last week. Let's look at USD CHF, and then we'll finish with USD JPY. Alright, so I'm still convinced that price is gonna go down. However, if I do more analysis, is that an internal low? That looks like an internal low, doesn't it? I did a gold analysis 2 days ago. I fucking changed it all up and made the worst decisions ever. We do see this demand. Heavy sellers pushing up, sellers again. So yeah, I'm looking at looking at this liquidity. Yeah, gold will come down. Yeah, I'd want to buy it from down here. The fucking thing with gold, yeah, is that it hangs around for a little bit of time, and then it just drops, doesn't it? You know, it'd be chilling around here, and then boom, it drops. Boom, it drops. It's like you're waiting from Sunday night until Wednesday to get your fucking money. 0.8. USD CHF. Wow, these numbers. I've never seen 0.8. 0.8, 0.118. I see. Yeah, you're looking at this fractal low, as I've put it. It's a fractal low on the higher time frame. How is this fractal high? Yeah, that's where my target would be. I mean, we could say that this is demand sufficient enough. Let's say if you wanted to be very safe, aim for just because it's just above this liquidity point. So yeah, that's where I'd be aiming. Zoom out. Interesting. Literally the daily order block. Oh shit, no, that's I already had that saved. Nice. Yeah, I prefer the higher time frame analysis. I mean, this is what this is, it's top-down analysis. But to call this lower fractal low is like, it's like an insult to the lower time frame. If USD will go stronger, I think it definitely will, because like thinking of Trump and his incentive, he wants to be known as the best president, who the dollar has never seen such a big growth in his whole presidency. You know, this guy, he wants to leave a legacy. So yes, because of Trump, I think it definitely will. After Trump, that's a different question. During Trump's reign, he's going to be making the dollar very strong. I mean, you can see he's put a lot of things under the bus. Crypto has taken a massive hit because he hasn't been giving a shit about anything but the dollar. He's got this new Fed as well, who's, you know, good with his words, his energy in Trump's favor. So yeah, based on that alone, I think it will, unless he fucks up. And he's a very controlling man. I mean, when Iran were causing problems, when we were near, you know, the massive boom after the new Fed came in, Trump was really not happy, and he was trying to hold things together. When he wants to hold things together, he'll hold things together. When he wants to fucking create a war because it's gonna fucking boost the dollar, why not? Why not? This is who we're dealing with. Yeah, so this is my perception of CHF. So purely on a fundamental basis. In terms of looking for liquidity to sell further down, I'll be looking at I'll actually be looking at this liquidity. I think that has good fuel behind that drop. We can see this is like the extreme end of the supply. I like to remove my liquidity point though, just to be more flexible. You know, there's some points where liquidity is like, we need to label them, but other times when we label them and we may be incorrect, and then now we've lost money because we haven't been patient. That's what supply and demand does. It actually like helps with patience, and recognizing what's going on. Liquidity is like the definitive, that's where we are entering type shit. So yeah, there's 4-hour supply there. I don't know if price is going to sweep above or sweep within, but realistically we just want to look at slowing momentum, supplying pressure, and then that can be taken down to at least here is where I'd aim for. Nice. Yeah, man, I'm fully focused, bro. I'm fully focused. And this is what I was saying to Jets earlier, is that, like, I was fully focused as well. But then, like, because I just got so stressed out, everything fell apart. And I couldn't even focus because everything was falling apart. Now, I'm just not giving a shit. And I'm actually, like, I'm not focused on making this money as fast as possible anymore. I'm just focused on making the right trades. Like showing up, like, and it just changes the game, and it changes the game. We're no longer stressing out thinking, is this gonna hold? We're just fucking saying it will, because it will. Man, I'm chilling out now. I'm not fucking stressing out. I've got shit to do. I've got people who are fucking pissing me off in this fucking cricket club shit. All these fucking racist cunts, fucking just, and yeah, bro, it's that liquidity, that point where I was I like tore off my top. I was like, this is all just a liquidity monster. We just follow in liquidity. Nothing else matters. Like, yes, market structure, supply and demand, that's fucking good. It gives us like abilities to label where price is probably going and when it's going to probably react. But then the liquidity, when we have that certainty in that line where we're like, okay, that is where we're looking to enter, that's when it's like, okay, we we have got our chips ready now, and yeah, just that, like, that understanding has made me far more relaxed. You know, like, I ain't gambling anymore, bruv. We're actually trading. And yeah, I hate that feeling of gambling as well. It's such a horrible feeling. Like, everything is about to fail, and you don't even know why. It's a horrible feeling. So yes, liquidity is where we find our most certain mindset. And so that's why we also need to be careful of liquidity as well, because if we label something, like I labeled this as liquidity, maybe we enter and then it goes up higher, sweeps this order block, and all because we didn't analyze with the utmost precision. Yeah, 100, man, 100. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. When it comes to analysis, it's just about it's about doing what what keeps you in the zone and relaxed and flexible and ready to attack, even if you're not sure, but you do have a level that you're looking at. Yo, my G trunk, pick the fuck up. Man's a G. Right, so we have one more chart. So Swiss franc, I'll just go over these quickly for chunk. Swiss franc, we're looking at this supply zone where the price mitigates above. I actually think price will get mitigated above this because it looks like such obvious like trend line liquidity, doesn't it? So just mitigate above. I'm actually just gonna put fucking liquidity above here because we also have a little order block above that, don't we? You see this little order block thing, so that could get mitigated. However, we'll just see how it reacts within this. So that's the Swiss franc. I haven't freaking done any fucking market structure shit. We can even call this market shift, but I'm gonna call it fractal market shift. Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking at liquidity above this. Very nice and precise, and yeah, I feel confident. Just because we've been trading well past day or two, past day at least. So yeah, that's the Swiss franc, looking for that liquidity to be swept before coming down to at least here is where my first target would be. Right there. However, long term I'd be looking at this before retesting highs or at least like past here. However, there's a reason I'm aiming for this is because I have no idea if this is going to react. I mean, we are just below a break of structure, and we know that below a break of structure any demand is sufficient. So yeah, we're aiming for here, but could be here. This liquidity is really what I'm aiming for. But fucking this, like I said, it could just be this liquidity. That's where you're aiming, Sumi. SM. I'm just aiming a little bit lower. Right, so Swiss franc, gold, I'll just show gold quickly for trunk. Back here. Yes, just trading. Yeah, so briefly, we're looking at this liquidity below this 4-hour order block to be swept. We'll see how price reacts within this area though. At least this imbalance is going to get swept. But yeah, from down here, then obviously We're looking for this buy because we have this clean liquidity which was swept down here. The only reason I'm aiming for this liquidity is because this looks like such a fucking mess. However, here's just a demand zone, isn't it? So it could react from above this liquidity, and then from this next area, my main target would be up here, the top of this supply order block. However, because we think that price will just sort of create some sort of like rejection inducement before going up, I think the fastest take profit would be this liquidity at the top of this closing candle, like just below the top. That's where my target would be exactly. So yeah, we'll see how that works. So gold, Swiss, and now USD JPY. This is something I was reading before, which went correctly. We're just looking at this inducement, and the reason why this is an inducement is because we've got this heavy pressure. If price really wants to go up, it'd be from some sort of outside news, some fundamental reason. But technically, we have this imbalance above this order block, which is like demand which needs mitigating. So that's where it would be going, and then afterwards, like, I'd be aiming for like I don't know, because we're at all-time highs, so I don't know if I'd be aiming for a bigger extension. It's like, would I want to aim this high even? Because I think I would want to. Just because we're at all-time highs. So yeah, that's difficult. It's a difficult decision. In terms of when to sell down for this inducement. I mean, that's one place. And that's all I can really see right now. It's not so easy. We just want to see momentum getting rejected and take it back down here before maybe taking it up massively. Because I don't know what's going on with the JPY, but when it reaches all-time highs, that's not it's not a good sign that it's doing very well. I think swept swing low before going up on gold. You think it'll come all the way down here? I disagree. Because this demand, this 4-hour demand, like rejection, is like super telling that price just wants to go up. And we've also got more space at the premium of this swing high, where then we can see if it's going to go down or what the fuck's what's going to happen, because we haven't even gone into the premium of this whole range. Oh, we have a little bit. But no, I don't think it's gonna hit this swing low just yet. We just got super low pressure followed by this high low sweep, and so price just looks very much like it wants to go further into this premium, at least to here. That's my target. However, I'd actually say in the long term it'd go around here. In long term, in a for twice as much time you could go aim for this area. But do you want to aim that far twice as much time, or do you want to take your money and save, lose 10% to save 3 days of waiting and uncertainty or some shit? So yeah, that's my premium and discount. I'll be aiming for this from down here. With USD JPY, I think it's just very difficult to see what's going on. But obviously this has changed a bit. But yeah, I'd be aiming like for a massive buys on JPY. I mean, let me think. Could price go down further? I don't think so. Like, to me, JPY is just so weak. And they've been chatting so much shit in the past, like, few months. Like, oh yeah, we have the capability to do an intervention. And you see these news updates like, oh, suspected intervention. And you're just there like, what do you mean suspected, bruv? Nothing has happened. Is this supposed to show that Japanese banks are fucking authoritative? Fuck knows, mate. Alright, cool, man. So that's my JPY analysis. Frankly, I think I might be looking a bit too far ahead, and maybe a first attack would be here. However, yeah, I'd be aiming here. This is really what pressure I'd be looking for. Something to maybe come up here and show some sort of indecision, and then a massive boost to show that JPY is fucking weak, as they already are, mate. We're at all-time highs. This is ridiculous. It's like gold, mate. This is the same vibe as gold in 2025 or 24, 25. Just constant rise. So yeah, man, those are the three that I'm looking at. I've got hella business to be doing right now. We are not trading because I'm completely mashed up. I'm not in the mood to be not hitting my targets. So we're gonna be back next week for the one trade a day stream, which will be way more fun for the viewers, for myself, and also for my other businesses, because I can take that one trade and then I can stop streaming. Whereas this would be about fucking streaming non-stop, which sounds good in theory, but I don't have the time, and the payoff is so little as well. So yeah, let's just see how it goes. I'm going to do my my editing now, and then once that's done, then I can get a W under my belt, and it's all about W's, mate. That's what it's all about. So yeah, hope you enjoy this gold dip. It looks to be happening. What do we have? Fractal market shift. looks pretty bearish. Could be looking at this liquidity speed swaps for you scalpers. Something like that. I'll be aiming all the way down here. Alright. I don't think. So think about before going up on card. No. Well, I think. Well, interesting. Yeah, maybe that's a long-term decision. I think we'll definitely get some sort of rejection. But yeah, maybe price will just go up. I think you are more right there for sure. Man, I'm going to get on with work. Dude, this editing, I fucking hate editing so much, mate. After I've done this series, mate, I'm gonna get another editor because I'm good, man, but I'm not. I don't enjoy it, mate. There's a reason I stopped doing it at university. It's because I just get super depressed when I'm editing. Sounds silly. Like, the result is really fucking fulfilling, but the process is like, you have to sit there, you have to watch it, you have to cut it so the pacing is right, and then you have to put in so much time into creative thinking. You're sitting there watching it over and over, thinking, what needs to be where? What am I missing? Do I need B-roll? Do I need to like do something different this time? And yeah, it's just annoying. I'll sort it out. We're just putting all our time and effort into just growth, having a growth mindset. So yeah, keep fucking being G's, keep being bosses, man. I'm gonna put on some music to finish this stream this morning. And yeah, really good to see some like quality top dogs around here. We got Trunk, we got SM, we got Kavik, we got Jets, big dogs all coming through. And then we have Emery or Adnan. He's also been showing up on the trading certainty videos, so yeah, special shout out to him, bro. But big the fuck up, everyone, man, because you're all fucking, trying to be unicorns in this world, bro. If you're actually trying to fucking make a difference, as opposed to people who are, not reading books, mate. Apparently, most people only read one book a year, which blows my mind, considering apparently CEOs read 60 books a year, but the average person reads one book a year. It blows my mind, mate. I've read a book in the past week, and I need to read another book. I don't know what book to choose next. You've got so many choices. Do I reread a book, or do I start a new book? I kind of want to reread another book, but I think I should probably read this other book which I'm looking at. So much options. So yeah, big the fuck up, people. You fucking G's, you gangsters. And I'm gonna leave you with a song. Shine is pretty good. I'll leave you with Finger Looking Good. I don't know who saw this. I think this is Jets. But yeah, this is a banging song. So big the fuck up. Big love, mate. Have a fucking beautiful day. I'll see you on chat. And yeah, I've got a lot of work to do this morning first, so it'll be New York time. I'll be back active in chat, and then we'll see if I'm streaming as well. I don't know. I think I'm just finishing off these current episodes of 2K to 1M, and then we're just gonna do one trade a day back to 2K, because I'm below 2K right now. And we need to get ourselves back to 2K, and one trade a day is gonna get us back in that mindset of like, that's all we need, is just one good trade. Alright, so one love, keep being bosses, and yeah, the W's are coming.